Voice of Indonesia presents Diplomatic Forum, a talk show analyzing strategic issues and global perspective.
Education is more than a pathway to employment. It is the foundation for peace, sustainability, and human dignity.
Innovation,
flexibility,
creativity.
In a moment, we will be listening to a song called Manuk Dadali. Everybody familiar with that? Yeah, we know Manuk Dadali means the Garuda or the symbol of Indonesia. But fun fact, Garuda is created, Manuk Dadali was created by Sambas Mangun Dikarta, a broadcaster from Radio Republik Indonesia and also an artist from West Java. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is Lokantara Band featuring Shabilla and Ghazy with Manuk Dadali.
Ngapung luhur jauh di awang-awang, berkencang-kencang bangun kayak karang, suku narang goas rejeng pamatuk nanelup, ngepak negabari hiberna tarik guru.
Saha anu bisa nyusul kana tandana, gandang pertentang taya bandingan nana, tika gitu tika sera pusa sama, taya karempat kasih leber wawanena.
Sabar-sabar semuanya, come on. Manuk dadali, manuk panggagahna, berlambang sakti Indonesia Jaya.
Manuk dadali, mangga kencarana, resep hiji, rukun sakabea.
Hidup sauyunan tara pahiri-hiri, silih pikannya teinggis bela pati.
Manuk dadali, Bandung Silok Sinatria, bersambungna bangsa di negara Indonesia.
Semuanya kita ikutin ya, tepuk tangannya bareng-bareng. Yuk, tangannya di atas dulu. Kita tepuk tangan bareng-bareng. Ikutin kita dulu ya. Tuh. Tuaga. Tuaga pat. Sekali lagi ya. Tuh. Tua, oke. Tuaga. Tuaga pat. Nah udah bisa ya. Coba boleh. Tuh. Sebelah kanan, kiri. Oke, mantap. Oke, lagi. Oke, terima kasih semuanya. Kita semua keren banget, tepuk tangan untuk kita semua. Manuk dadali, manuk panggagahna, berlambang sakti Indonesia Jaya. Manuk dadali, pangka koncarana, resepna hiji, rukun sakabena. Manuk dadali, berlambang sakti Indonesia Jaya. Manuk dadali, pangka koncarana, resepna hiji, rukun sakabena. Manuk dadali, manuk dadali.
Diplomatic Forum is brought to you by Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.
Once again, a big round of applause for our performers. We have Lokantara Band featuring Shabilla and Ghazy. Lokantara Band, Shabilla and Ghazy. We wish that was fun, joining them in the song Manuk Dadali. And you are still tuned to the Diplomatic Forum, presented by the Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world. And now we would like to listen to the opinions of Indonesian students who went studying abroad.
Hello everyone, my name is Nugra Akman Rahmat. I'm currently doing my PhD at Warsaw University of Life Science, or SGGW, in Poland. When you go far, you leave your comfort zone. You challenge yourself to adapt to new cultures, language, and way of thinking. That experience shapes not only your academic journey, but also your character and independence. Studying far from home is not about education, it's about growth, experience, and building future without borders.
Halo semuanya, apa kabar? I'm Shabilla, I'm Chevening Scholar 2025-2026 cohort, and currently I'm pursuing my master degree majoring Digital Technologies and Policy at University College London. Studying abroad is also not only about gaining new knowledge academically, but also it can expand your experience, your connections, your perspective, because as a part of the international student here, you'll meet a lot of people from different country, different background, in a way that it can help you to enhance your network, but also like you can learn a lot from them by like different languages, or sometimes like through discussion they'll also share like issues from their country, in a way like it can help enhance our knowledge actually about issues across the globe. Give it a go, because it's truly a life-changing experience.
So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, I'm Geothe. Right now I as coordinator of Indonesia Overseas Student Association for American and European regions. Right now I study in Russia in St. Petersburg State University. Study is not only academic and personal development, and also bring you to improve yourself. Not only you are capable in personal your development and academic, also it's way to speak. So you can speak several languages. So you have to be adaptable to the situation. But yes, all this can be done if you have good financing also, and also good mentality. But I really want to give the pressing that the mentality is the first one. So build your readiness, your mentality, and then come to European or American. So really support you. It will make you better.
It will make you better, but you need to prepare financially and also mentally. And by studying abroad, you will be finding new insights, new perspective about the situation, because change is not only happening in one country, it is happening globally. And I'd like to ask to the students here, who want to go studying abroad? Even my producer, she wants to study again. Okay, then. I'd like to know about, let's talk about the situation in France and also Germany. How is the current trends in your country? Perhaps about choosing majors and also job opportunities, especially you mentioned that we need to prepare them for the jobs that is existing currently.
Existing and who will exist in the near future.
Both of them.
Both of them,
Both
yeah,
of them.
Of course. As I said just before, the environment field is, of course, a future, a very big need in the future, but also in the sector of the health, for whole person, for nursing and doctors and so on. So we need all over the world, not only in France, of course, but we need effectively to adapt, because now people can get a longer life at the higher part, I would say. Sometimes it needs some helpers, some new skills, new knowledge, and we need to develop that. So from research we can do in universities, but also some new qualifications also. And of course, within countries, we can have a lot of cooperations because the needs, some of needs are very common. So that's very important. Of course, I think that there is also the works in the field of the numeric field, like Internet 4.0, with AI, but also all the cybersecurity. So there are many new jobs who become a need because of the new situation, of the new possibilities of the technologies. So many fields like this. And of course, in the universities, on the high schools in France, they are very care about what is going on, what is coming, and what is already starting to be need, in order to propose new diploma, new formations, and new courses.
Yeah, we used to think that French is only famous for their culture, but now we also know France is so famous for their IT people.
Yes, IT. Also, it's very famous for the animation film, and cartoon, video games industry. So what we call the creative industry, which is a very important. It is a focus of our government. But there is also, as maybe you know, a few days before, French economists get the Nobel Prize, and in fact, in a lot of kind of research sciences, human sciences, also we have many good formations on high level, and of course in aeronautic industries, which is a European force also, and France is also part of that.
Yes, and maybe the students here are familiar with the game Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Anyone? Yeah, some people are nodding, and maybe do you watch Arcane? A lot of them, yeah, they are from the French studios, which is so nice. So, moving on to German. Ventker, what can you share with us?
Yeah, as I said in the beginning, some topics are the same, some problems are the same, and some are very much different. And I think there's one thing which is a huge difference between Indonesia and Germany especially, which is that Indonesia is a very young society with a lot of young people living and wanting to work and wanting to make something out of their life. Germany, on the other hand, is a quite old society. But Germany is still economically very strong, which means that we need a lot of workers, people who want to make a career in Germany. Right now, at the moment, there's more than 2 million jobs in Germany without workers. At the same time, already 25% of people living in Germany have a migrational background. So it's a very diverse and international society already, which has not only economical reasons, but also philosophical reasons, because I don't want to make this too long, but for us, diversity and variety of opinions is a value to itself, because it makes you, by questioning yourself, get closer to the truth. So that means we need a lot of workers. On the one hand, a lot of people who want to study or make an Ausbildung or work in Germany. And what is maybe a unique selling point of the German education system is the duality of practical and theoretical education. So there are a lot of links between universities and the industry. So people who are studying, working already in a lot of projects in the industry, may it be car factory, manufacturing, or whatever. And then we have this dual study system where you study 3 days a week and maybe work 2 days a week already. So in the end, you get 2 diplomas. Then there's the Ausbildung system where it's similar. You work 3 days a week and, for example, and 2 days a week, you are going to school and learning theoretical things about the job, and you are getting already paid at that time. So the practical part is a very important one in the German education system. Topic-wise, same as Christophe said, of course, a lot of things are changing towards digitalization, AI, IT is a very important field, health and life science also very important, gastronomy, military now, and also many other fields, because there are people lacking in all kinds of fields. However, in the social sciences, maybe the competition might be a bit bigger, but but still there are opportunities for everyone.
There are still opportunities for everyone. And we have been talking about the sectors that is currently trending in France and also in Germany, but to make sure that our people are suitable for those jobs, we will be needing the educators, people who can educate them, to train them to be suitable for those jobs. And in Indonesia, we have this campus that is responsible in creating the teachers. And for this, how does the UPI Bandung addressing this responsibility?
Yes, although since 1999, UPI is not only working on preparing teachers, but also since the time we became comprehensive university. So we have almost every program in our university, but still education is our main focus of the university. The university is preparing for the teachers for almost every subject in Indonesia. So we have to prepare the teachers that can adapt to the current situations. We have opened many programs that was not existed, like artificial intelligence and also creative for creative industry, design and communication, visual communications. So in that sector, we prepare also many subjects for the teachers. Yeah. So we also try to be involved in the government policy in preparing teachers, because the definitions of professional teachers in Indonesia is graduates from university that has a special education, or we call it as a license or professional education. So we try to involve in that policy development, because we want to save the good teachers, which is in line with our, let's say, knowledge and theory that we have developed. So in short, we prepare many subjects which was not existed, but it is needed now. But also we would like to be involved in the government policy in preparing teachers in Indonesia.
Okay, and now I would like to go to Pak Oki. I got a question from the newsroom, from the Voice of Indonesia. There's a question: how does the government ensure that the additional impact targets like the economy, social, and academic impact will not reducing the spirit of studying in higher education?
Well, that is not something that conflicting.
It's not conflicting.
It's not conflicting the spirit of education, because education, at the end of the day, you have to produce outcome. You have to be able to answer. So it's not something that very linear towards textual, A equals B equals C, things like that. So you have to be critical, okay? And how do we ensure that is that the motto itself now that we changed to Kampus Berdampak, which means impact of the university, okay? So impact means many things. It can be economic, it can be social, it can be academic. Those are the impacts that we classified, that that's the most minimum that we all must have as a student as well as the lecturers. So I think that is very much aligned to what is education itself. We need to be more critical, but the most important thing is that how do we shape our entrepreneurial mindset? Because we are now shifting, not just producing workers, but we also want to create works. So, I mean, working is not something that is an issue, but right now Indonesia has so many young talent, and we heard so many things about middle income trap. We had so many young, talented people in Indonesia. So that means we need to create more works, not just workers. So I think the spirit of education is to have an impact and outcome.
And not only the workers, but creating jobs as well.
Exactly.
We see there's opportunities in Germany, there's opportunities in France as well. And maybe our students here want to have that opportunity. And now I'd like to give opportunity for our participants to be posing questions to, we got already, we open for 3 first. Okay, so the first one is the guy in the front, please. Please stand up. Introduce your name and also your campus, and also which one would you like to ask?
Okay, first of all, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity, moderator, and thank you for the amazing discussions, fellow panelists. I just want to ask every single panelist, is that okay?
It's okay.
For the 4 panelists in front of me. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Samuel from Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia. And my point of my question is, when we're talking about education, at the end of the day, we want the students to be a lifelong learner. So my point of my question is, when we're talking about education, it's not only about schools, but also families, but also media, the social media that they always consume. They affect the things that they learn, the values that they earn from the academy, from the family, from the societal aspect, and also the media aspect. So my point of my question is, for the 4 panelists, of course, as the government, how do you approach this problem? Because when we're taught at schools that 1 + 1 is 2, all while in the family, we're being taught that 1 + 1 is 3. I mean, it's 2 extreme examples, but you know what I mean. It's this conflict of values. When we learn at schools, it says A. When we learn at our peers or at our societal level, it says B, and etc. So how does the government approach this problem? And also, how does universities as academicians try to solve these problems, try to align between society, academy, and also the media? And of course, about the global perspective, from the global perspective, how does each country solve the country, and how can Indonesia learn from the best practices, trying to align between education, academic, and align also with society, and also align with the media control that is being treated towards the society. So I think that is my point, my question. Thank you.
Okay, we'll begin with this question. You can answer first, Professor.
Yes, thank you. So we from the university, I think, try to provide many opportunities for students not to have some experience only in campus, but also outside campus. We give some opportunities for the students to have some mobility program, to go abroad, even for the short period, but it is the opportunities. We also give some opportunities for the students to have some experience in industry through internship. So that is the way we give more experience to the students. So we hope that the student could also improve their adaptability, their relations to the community, and also their ability to solve the problem and to continue learning or to do lifelong learning.
Okay, Pak Oki.
I think it's a very good question. Long life learning is not about study forever, it's about curious. It's about being curious forever. And you need to be more relevant. Some people stop learning. It's not because they have PhD or professor in front of their names, it's because they feel sufficient. Never be sufficient of yourself. You have to be hungry all the time. So relevant is something that you need to embed in your mindset. Even though I'm not young anymore, I still look young, but I still try to be relevant in anything. So how do you make it relevant? To be critical. How do you make it critical? To have a good ecosystem. Because if you jump in a wrong ecosystem, it will make you stagnant. So you must have a very good ecosystem where not just one ecosystem, you shouldn't have just only one playground, as I would say. You should have many playgrounds so that it will keep you relevant. It gives you more information about many things. And I think, even though now I already finished my study, but I still learn. I still learn from many people. I still learn from what I see every day, from what I heard every day, from what I'm meeting every day, seeing every day. So I think being relevant is something that it has to be embedded in your heart since you were young. Because otherwise, you're going to be late to develop yourself. So again, my highlight is being a long life learner is not about studying forever. It's about being curious forever. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ventker.
Yeah, good idea. I very much agree. I think it's a question of culture, and that's a question that a society has to answer for itself. Do we want to learn skills and then work in the same job our whole life? And is that a good life for us? Or do we want to stay curious and hungry and keep working and build a society where these values are embedded, where you can go to a museum or to a stage play, where you have libraries, where you have free media who support or give knowledge about science, about arts and culture? Is that a value of itself? Is that a better life, a better society? If we can agree on that, then that's a job, I think, to foster this kind of society. And then when university tells you 1 + 1 is 2, and then your parents tell you 1 + 1 is 3, and then you read a newspaper and it tells you 1 + 1 is 4, then I would say it is your job as a problem solver to solve this problem and to understand. You have a thesis, 1 + 1 is 2, you have an antithesis, 1 + 1 is 3, so find a synthesis out of it and find the truth that is true for you. Doesn't mean that there is no truth that's not truth for all, but find, sorry, no, I lost myself. No, the point I want to make is maybe 1 + 1 is 3 is true for your parents because they were brought up and lived in different circumstances. Yeah? So it is then your job to find the solution for this problem. It's your responsibility.
Okay, please.
Your own solution. Yeah. It's difficult to speak after these three guys because I agree with, of course, with three. I would have some words like open mind, all the time open mind, to be active, implicate in what you are learning, what you are doing. I think that we all have a lot of opportunity, but maybe we don't catch them. And that is a very important thing that we can do. Of course, on that, I will give you an example. When I was studying in university, I did not expect to go abroad to work, but a teacher of mine saw that I was very implicated in my class, in my work, on what I was studying very actively. So she said, okay, I can support you if you ask for this internship in Jordan. So I went to Jordan to teach French as a foreign language for the first time. And then I finally arrived here. So according to my original project, that's completely different, but so rich. Rich because I dare to go in different places, to try different areas, to give some challenge to myself, but it's just great to go because more you learn, more you discover, more you are open-minded to see what happened, more you learn. And actually, I would say that another example is actually in French Institute in Bandung, in all French institutes of Indonesia, there are French teachers of high school who are training French for 1 week, but it's just because they catch the opportunity. Because French Embassy organized this program that was open to all who want to participate. Some of them say, okay, I want to go, I want to learn more, I want to do more, that will open some doors later, maybe, but it will feed me, and that is very important.
Okay, are you satisfied with the answers? All right, now to the second person who is asking. I've seen the lady with the glasses in the back. Introduce your name, your campus, and also the question.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm Yulinar from Universitas Pasundan. So actually, I wanted to ask this question specifically to Pak Oki, but I would like all panelists to engage also in this question. So yeah, before the question, I would state the background, because simply I often see like the gap between the education wanted to aim or wanted to achieve and how in actually in reality, especially when it comes to like preparing the students to be actually globally competent, but we actually socially grounded simply because the policy that created we face is removed from for the campus berdampak, etc. We think that's very devastating some for of us. So my question from your perspective, how can students like us to actually contribute to bridging the gap between the education ideals and the policy realities that exist, especially in our country, Indonesia? I think that's my question. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for your questions. They're giving us a hard questions, yes? Very good. Okay, that's a very good question. How do we how do we bridge the gap between students and policy? Okay. So there are not many channels. There are not many channels that you can bring to bridge that gap. Especially when I was in the university, the only way I do that is become an activist. And when I was an activist, I always, go to a parliament, make a demonstration, and say some loud words and say we need to change until the government hears us. But especially in my ministry, now we have channels that you can actually do it online, or you can call, or you can go through your university. Not all university will provide you that channels. It depends on the leadership of the university, obviously. But what I'm trying to say is that we always see every university. We pay attention to what students said. Even every day, we have a brief of all the Instagram saying positive and negative about the education in our country. We put really much attention to every university. If there are some complaints in one university or two university or 100 university all over Indonesia, that will go into the dashboard of our minister. And we will see. And we have the report in the evening and in the morning of every complaint. So that is how the details, the information transferred into the minister. Saying that, the university has so many channels. One is become an activist. Two is through competition. Three is involved in any activity that was provided or promoted by the minister. And I think just recently, I think in 2 days from now, we will have some activity that is going to be hosted by our minister to the campus in Bandung. So I think, I forgot where, but maybe after this talk you can come to me and then I'll speak to you. So we have so many activities that trying to engage students and try to involve them into a minor policy. Because when we talk about policy, policy is policy. It's not something that you can bend. It's not something that you can change. It's not like campus policy. If it's campus policy, you talk to your rector or vice rector like Agus, and then say to them and say, but I think this needs to be changed. But if you're talking about national policy, it needs to go through DPR, MPR, and all those stuff. Not even you, even me. Changing a policy, it takes time. But when we say about bridging the gap between the student and policy, there is a way. There are ways. For example, as I mentioned before. But I think the most important thing is, how do you engage with your university, try to be heard, and also try to find channels to the Ministry of Our Education? Because I think in this term, in Prabowo terms, the president is really suggesting or promoting or pay attention to every complaint, which I never heard this before. I don't know about the previous term, Pak Jokowi. I was not in Indonesia. But in this term, every complaint we have to put into consideration. Either it's a minor complaint, or it's a heavy complaint, or as a suggestion or advice. So I think there are many ways. So thank you. We will talk later after this shows.
Nice. Okay, you will also want the question to be answered by all panelists? Okay, we go to Vice Rector.
Yes, I would like to answer these questions in a positive, optimistic, and practical way. So I think at this moment, Indonesian students has a lot of opportunities to experience something more than are preparing in the university. There are some grants for you to go abroad. There are some possibilities for you to do internships. So that is the way to shorten the gap between the theory and the real life. So what I would like to suggest you is that you try to get these opportunities to become your possibilities to do. So the opportunity is theirs. It is depend on you, to get it.
Okay. Thank you. And also we go to Mr. Ventker.
I'm not so much familiar with the structure of Indonesian universities and club system and complaint system and so on. But we heard there are ways, use them, and then don't forget that the people who make the policies were students once like you, right? So if it's really your spark and your thing, climb up the ladder, get into the management, into the ministries, and don't forget why you came there and change it.
I'm in the same situation as Matthias. Yeah, and of course, I would say, because French are well known to complain, okay? This is a kind of tradition, it's our culture. We have many ways to complain, but the most important is complaining just for complaining is not interesting at all. So the most important is to search effectively the way, the channel, the person, and also to think clearly. It's not just to say, I don't agree. It's just to say, okay, what do I want? What I can propose? Because if you complain and you just say, okay, I don't agree, yeah, okay, it's difficult to go further. But if you say, okay, we should do something like this because of that, that will be more stronger, and that will be more efficient. So that's what I can say.
Okay, thank you very much for asking. And also, we still have one more spot for questions. Oh, you are expecting, you want to ask something? Should we give it to her or not? Okay, so please stand up, introduce your name, your organization also. What's the question?
Good morning, panelists. My name is Shifra and I'm from Universitas Pajajaran. And I have a question for all of the panelists. So because we're talking about education, I'm interested in inclusive studies, especially inclusivity for kids with learning or neurodevelopmental disabilities. I'm personally very interested in this because my closest ones are impacted by it, and including myself. But I personally think that inclusive studies should start and be implemented since younger school levels. But are there any ideas on how to implement and improve the already existing inclusive study curriculum, starting from kindergarten level to even university levels? What do you think is needed for a more inclusive study environment for people with learning disabilities in the future? And lastly, what can the government do? Thank you.
Okay, it is open for all panelists?
Yes.
And okay, thank you very much for asking. And because for the previous two questions, Mr. Dreyer always answer the last, so you'll be answering the first.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Inclusivity is in France. I will speak about France because I'm not so confident with the situation in Indonesia, but in the values of the French government, French culture, and the France, inclusivity is very important. And from the primary schools to university, there are many rules who are designed especially to help and to favorize the inclusion for disabilities people and so on. So, of course, it's not necessarily easy because it means that the system must be adapted. So it's all the way, all the time. It's still on the work, on the way to do it better, because it's not magnificent actually, but it's already, there are many possibilities. I would say that, for example, in primary schools, whatever the disabilities is, the students should be included in normal class, and after applying, they can get assistant to help them to follow the normal class with the other students. So this is, for example, something that is new for comparing to what I saw before 20 years ago in schools. So this is a very implementation, and that can be done in each step of the scholarization. So that's our friends. And of course, everybody is welcome in IFI, Bandung, and the others.
Same over here. Inclusivity is a huge topic in Germany also. It also comes from European law. And it means, of course, accessibility for people with wheelchairs, for blind people. I recently visited a concert in Cologne that was specifically made for people with autism, so that it's not too loud, the environment, and everybody could focus very well. There's also in the art scene in Munich, the Münchner Kammerspiele, a theater where more than half of the people have disabilities, and so on and so on. It's a huge process and progress. We need to be a bit patient because it changes everything. We need to ask ourselves, with every stairs, do the stairs need to be there, or is it a problem for some people who cannot access this stage then? So it's a huge process and it's ongoing. Schools are now inclusive, so everybody learns together, and it touches this bigger topic of diversity that I was mentioning before to some degree, that it is true for every section of diversity, that people who societies who include women in the field of working are more successful. People who societies who include people from rural areas, people who include minorities, and so on, are more successful, because when you have a diverse team, you have a diversity and variety of opinions, and that leads to a better outcome. So inclusivity is one brick of this building that is built at the moment. Yeah.
Yes, I think. Do I?
Yes, please.
I think I agree with the previous speakers that this is a huge and long process for the inclusive education. Well, from our university sides, we try to implement the regulations, the policy, to be always open to everybody, no discriminations. We try also to prepare some facilities to facilitate the disabilities. So we try to do as many as possible to provide many facilities for the students who has disabilities in their persona. So that's from our side.
And Baoki.
Okay, and now I felt how hard to be Mr. Dreyer. I have to speak the last one. Well, I think inclusivity is very, very, very important. My wife is a teacher for inclusivity from kindergarten and primary school. And I think the government has spotted this very much. Inclusivity for me, as a government side, we think that that is the true purpose of education, to include all, not just people who have a normal, normal ability, but also those who has a minor disability. And I think that, as Vice Rector said, Agus, this is something to do with to reduce discrimination in education. And I think that's why inclusivity is very, very important. The way the government is promoting, first, we provide more scholarship for those who has disability. Is it Down syndrome? Is it autism? Or so on and so forth, or those who have disability to learn. So we give more scholarship for them. Number two is that we're trying to improve the infrastructure. Not from the university, I'm not talking about the primary school. So from the university side, we had allocated a budget to improve infrastructure for those who has disability. So I think in terms of the right support and the right policy, it will create a better inclusion for those who has disability. So I think we are going to, this is not something to do with the European law, but we also realize that everyone has a right to learn. So I think from the government side, inclusivity is now getting more and more attention, and we are very much think that that is very important.
And perhaps the inclusivity is not only about learning, but also about working after that, after graduating. Yeah, I would like to add a little bit that when you are going to be PNS or state civil apparatus, there is also one spot for people with disabilities. At the Voice of Indonesia, we have one friend who is very talented, although he has a visual impairment, but he is very, very talented at the Arabic desk, if I'm not mistaken, and he creates very, very good content. So if you have disability, you should not feel ashamed or even scared about it. And it seems that we are getting to the final section of today's talk. And the questions will be divided. Usually I provide questions for all of you, but I'll start for the government and also for the campus. The final question is, what is your concrete expectation, hope, or commitment for Indonesian education towards 2045? Pak Oki. Yes.
Sorry. The commitment.
Or maybe expectation.
Expectation for 2045.
Yes.
Well, Indonesia is expecting to have a golden moment in 2045, and we are expecting to see that Indonesia has become one of the 10 largest economic in the world, and predicted in 2030 we are the 7th largest economic in the world. By 2045, we are the 4th largest economic in the world. So that means that we have more people who have more competence, and we are more developed in terms of technology, in terms of the capabilities, in terms of the competence, in terms of the infrastructure. So I think we still have time in the next 20 years' time, which is your time. I think my time is going to be 60-something. So I will enjoy that moment where you become the leaders. And hopefully that by keep doing a improvement continuity from the policy side, from the university side, and from the student side, I hope that we can finally reach that golden moment in 2045.
Okay, we hope that we can reach that very golden moment. And what about Agus?
Yes, we from the university side, I think we will be working hard to be committed for the university to be impactful to the society, to the economic, and also to the academic. But we would like also to open more opportunities for students to have some more experience, not only in campus experience, but also out of campus experience, because that is the one that create the skill for the student to live in the future. the creative thinking, the critical thinking, and some skills that can be get from the experience outside the campus. So that is the commitment of our campus.
Okay, thank you.
Open more opportunities for students to have some more experience to learn outside the campus as well.
More opportunities to learn outside the campus. And we would like to ask different questions for our friends from France and also German. In improving the quality of Indonesian young generation through the education sector, what is your expectation that Indonesia and all friendly countries can continue to strengthen partnerships? You first, sir.
Okay. I think that the COVID time has stopped a lot a dynamic that was existing before already, because Indonesia in early time already have developed many partnerships with universities all over the world. But of course, it was the same for everybody. This time has stopped many things. Only it's I can see since I'm here in Indonesia that it's coming back to the normal side, and now there is a real interesting dynamic of interest of universities like UP and I would say in Bandung, which I know, like we work a lot with ITB, UNPAD, and so on. Mm-hmm. So it's very interesting because there is a great dynamic and lots of needs about connecting, but not only to send students, but also to make a real cooperation to construct like a double degree, like common researches, and also visiting teachers and students also. So I think that what we can expect for this future is to continue to create some deeper programs together between, in my case, French and Indonesian universities and higher schools. And of course, we hope that many students will go to France on other countries, because Indonesia needs to be connected with all the other countries. But when I speak about France, I would say that to get the great experience is to learn also the language, because if you learn the language, you can have the internship. On the internship, also on so that will give you more experience, on a deeper experience. And that is important to create a deep relationship between universities to make programs after. So I'm sure that Indonesia will continue in that phase, and we are happy to be here to help to do that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ventker.
I'd say learn globally and act locally. We must not forget that a variety of opinions is something productive and something good. It's good to learn from each other, to see how other people, how other countries are doing things, and to see how we can adapt that or parts of that in our countries, in our systems. International mobility, very important. Yeah, we learn a lot when we visit other countries and other cultures. We have to foster that. And also we must not forget that all the opportunities we have, all the universities that are built, all the political systems, everything, like the microphone I'm speaking into right now so that you can hear me, is man-made. Yeah, so other people made it, so we can use it right now to share our opinions and find new ways. So if people before us could make it, we can now also make very, very good things and improve things. And when we are working together internationally, we have huge potential.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'd like to invite all of us to give a big round of applause for all our speakers. For Professor Agus, for Pak Oki, for Mr. Ventker, and also Mr. Dreyer. Yeah. I wish today's forum will be very fruitful. Remember, after this, you might want to talk to our panelists. Paoki has been inviting one. And actually, because today we are talking about education, ladies and gentlemen, is not only about the talk. It's about practicing something. So I'd like to invite our speaker to go get downstairs with me, come back to the table, because we're going to practice something. And I do believe that most of people here has been very familiar with the instruments. Yes, please. It's and I wish that our friends here has been familiar with angklung. And as we can see on the table here, we can see angklung has been provided on the table, and everybody might want to take one soon. And in a moment, we will learn how to play angklung, not with me, but you will have the teacher here. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Akang Yohan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang semuanya, hadirin, ibu bapak. Silakan angklungnya diambil. Kita akan bermain angklung bersama. Oke, sudah ya. Yang belum kebagian ada di belakang. Angklung ada dua macam. Ada yang pendek, ada yang tinggi. Posisinya yang panjang sebelah kanan. Yang kiri, yang kecil sebelah kiri. Tangan kiri memegang tengah angklung seperti begini. Yang tangan kanan memegang bawah angklung seperti begini. Cara membunyikannya, tangan kiri diam, yang bergerak tangan kanan saja. Kita goyangkan sama-sama. 1, 2, 3. Kurang keras. Lebih keras lagi. Lebih keras. Oke. Di dasar angklung ada nomor. Masing-masing ada nomor ya. Oke, kita cek dulu. Nomor 1 silahkan bunyikan. Oke, nomor 2. Nomor 4. Nomor 5. Yuk bunyi ini. Nomor 5 dulu, nomor 5. Itu nomor kayaknya. Kita ulang, nomor 1. 2. 3. Nomor 4. 5. 6. 7. Dan 1 ada titiknya. Oke, itu namanya do re mi fa sol la si do ya. Kita ulangi, nomor 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Dan 1 titik di atas. Oke. Jika tangan kanan saya ke atas, bunyikan nomor 1, 3, 5, dan 1 titik di atas. Bunyikan. Bagus. Kalau tangan kiri ke atas, bunyikan nomor 2, 5, dan 7. Jika kedua tangan saya ke atas, tidak semuanya ya. Yang bunyi 1, 4, dan 6. Bunyikan. Kiri, kanan. Kanan 1, 3, 5 ya. 1, 3, 5 dan 1 titik di atas. Bunyikan. Oke. Kiri. 2 tangan. Kiri dan kanan. Nanti harap diingat ya, nanti untuk kolaborasi nanti saya pakai tanda ke atas ini ya. Nah, sekarang setiap angklung itu ada kodenya. Misalkan nomor 1 kodenya seperti begini. Silakan bunyikan nomor 1. Nomor 1. Nah, nomor 2 seperti begini. Diingat ya. Nomor 3 seperti begini. Nomor 4 seperti begini. Nomor 5, 6, 7, dan 1 titik di atas. Nah, sudah ingat ibu-ibu, bapak-bapak? Belum, kita ulangi. 1 seperti begini. Nomor 1, nomor 2, like this. Nomor 3, nomor 4, 5, 6, 7, dan 1 titik ke atas sama. Sudah ingat? Sudah. Kalau begitu saya tidak akan menyebutkan namanya tapi dengan kode. Coba. Dari atas. Sudah ingat ya? Bagaimana kalau saya mengacak? Masih ingat? Coba ya, coba. Lima. Lagi. Empat. Nanti kita akan membuat lagu, nanti ada tangan yang cepat-cepat. Kita lagu sederhana dulu. Dimulai nomor 1. Panjang terus. Lagi. Masih panjang, panjang. Kita ke rap. Tiga. Terus panjang. Satu, 3, 5, bunyikan angklungnya. Lagu apa ibu-ibu, bapak-bapak tadi? Ibu kita Kartini. Sekarang kita akan mencoba lagu pop ya. Siap. Dimulai nomor 3. Nomor 2, panjang. Panjang. Nomor 1, yang keras. Lagi. Boleh sambil nyanyi ya. 2 panjang. Kita ke rep. Setuju? Panjang. Kita joget. Setuju? Bunyikan angklungnya sama-sama. Oke. Lagu terakhir kita akan lagu barat ya. Kita akan menggunakan 2 tangan. Intinya konsentrasi. Lagu dari Elvis Persay. Kita mulai nomor 1. Lagi. 1, 2. Kita ke rep. Satu, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oke. Ibu Bapak, nanti kita akan kolaborasi sama penyanyi, sama pemusik juga. Jangan lupa yang ini 1, 3, 5, 1 titik. Coba bunyikan. Yang ini 2, 5, 7 bunyikan. Yang 2 tangan 1, 4, 6. Oke, diingat ya. Sekarang kita akan kolaborasi.
Okay, but first let me close the event. That's Kang Yohan, the teacher of the angklung here, and we would like to say thank you very much for the students from UPI Bandung, from Unpas, Unpad, and also UIN. And we would like to say thank you to RRI Bandung for their support. Big round of applause for RRI Bandung. And also, we would like to thank you, Coca-Cola, for supporting the Diplomatic Forum. And ladies and gentlemen, here's the final presentation from Diplomatic Forum. Here is Kang Yohan, Lokantara Band featuring Ghazy and the audience of Diplomatic Forum with a song titled Putri Iklan. I'm Steve. See you in the next Diplomatic Forum.
Let's go.
Panjang. Up.
Aku yang terlelap sendiri, terlelap sampai tak sadar diri. Kulihat sang pujaan hati dan melangkah terus menghampiri. Namun sungguh sayang, itu hanyalah sebuah mimpi. Terbangunkan pagi bersama matahari.
Boleh nyanyi semuanya.
Aku bergetar disentuh dia, mataku terbang sampai ke langit. Semuanya pun indah ku pandangi, putihmu mesra seksi, tak jauh seperti sang bidadari. Kan ku peluk dia sampai mati, rambutnya pun indah bagai putri, mirip iklan di TV.
Yang belakang mulai dengar sama-sama. Nah, go.
Let me say Lokantara band. Aku bergetar disentuh dia, mataku terbang sampai ke langit. Sungguhnya indah terus ku pandangi, putihmu mesra seksi. Kan ku peluk dia sampai mati, rambut indah bagai putri, mirip iklan di TV. Mataku terbang sampai ke langit, semuanya pun indah ku pandangi, putihmu mesra seksi. Namun sungguh sayang, thank you.
This diplomatic forum is brought to you by Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.